Himalaya. These mountains are the youngest and highest in the world. The Himalayas is the mountain range between the Indian subcontinent and the Tibetan Plateau. It holds many world records including the highest peak in the world. Today, Himalaya mountain range is a home of all 14 peaks over 8,000 meters including Everest and K2. We amazed to see this miracle of nature and also feel a kind of respect. A picture of God stand in front of us as we look at this high mountain range, which stands to defend the north and east part of India. These mountains are the divine place for the local peoples. That's why many high passes named after the gods. But these mountains which are still rising today, how they came into the existence? To find out the answer of these questions, our modern science took many years to obtain the evidence of these mountain formations. We can see those evidence in the valleys of Himalaya. Today I am going to take you to the valley where even on today we can clearly see the birthmark of Himalaya. This was the fourth day of our Spiti trip. Yesterday evening we reached in Tabo and stayed in one homestay cum hotel. The room was quite expensive for a budget traveler like us. Waking up in the morning and by taking bath we went directly to the Tabo monastery. You won't believe, but the ambience in this mountain village was so fresh that like after a long time we were breathing the pure air. Morning was quite charming. We were quietly observing the beauty of the morning. It was a prayer time, and what could be better than that? Local people were busy in their religious rituals. The vibe in those mountains was something different, something unique. We were feeling alive. We were just living in those moments. After eating breakfast, we came to our room, packed our bag and did check out. Today we had a plan to go to Moodh village. Moodh village is a small village located in a Peen valley at an altitude of 3,700 meters. It is one of the 17 villages of the Peen valley and is a cluster of about 40 odd homes and few guest houses. It is connected with the rest of the world with a motorable dirt road. Moodh village is at a distance of 50 kilometers from Kaza, 65 km from Tabo and about 51 km from Dhankar. Shimla is approximately 450 km from here and Manali is about 250 km. The road to the village branches off from the main Shimla-Kaza highway at the Atargo bridge. Then travel deep inside the Peen valley for 34 km before ending at Moodh village. As we are in Tabo, from here Moodh village is just 65 km away. Again, here was a twist in this scenario. There was no direct bus for Moodh village from Tabo. So we decided to catch a Kaza bus which will drop us at the Atargo bridge. Finally at 9:30 in the morning, Sumdo to Kaza bus came to the Tabo. We catch this bus. Bus was already crowded, so we got the last seat. We took ticket up to the Atargo bridge, which cost us around 75 rupees per person. One thing we noticed while traveling by HRTC in Spiti is the bus ticket was quite expensive compared to those other state transport buses for the same distance. No doubt, driving through this tough terrain is not an easy job. That's why this tough terrain and narrow roads makes the HRTC roadways best in the world. Soon after leaving the Tabo, we were stuck in a traffic jam. Road traffic jam in Spiti is very rare and can happen only for two reasons. Either due to the natural calamities like landslide or vehicle accident on a narrow road. 15 minutes was passed, still the traffic was not moving. So we got off the bus and went to see what happened. What we saw, an HRTC bus hit a truck on a sharp corner of the road. There is a reason why this road has been titled as one of the most dangerous roads in the world. We stuck here almost for 1 hour. After the traffic clear, we set off on our next journey. Road was going along the bank of Spiti River. Spiti River fed by the melting glacier during the peak summer month. Outside weather also seems like crystal clear with no haze. Low dense atmosphere is one of the reasons behind the beauty of those terrain. As there is no haze, so what we see is a pure weather with clear blue sky. Bus drop us near to the Atargo beach. There was a different kind of peace in the ambience. Atmosphere was quite refreshing. This part of Spiti Valley was too desolate. After arriving here, we decided to spend some time in this place because we were damn sure that we will not get any transport easily. But suddenly we saw a car coming toward us. We asked him lift for a Mood village.
संगनम तक कितना दूर है? छोड़ोगे उधर तक?
But he was going to the Sangam village. From Sangam, Mood village was 13 km away. So we decided to go till Sangam.
Okay.
And here we entered in the Peen Valley National Park.
कहाँ से आप दोनों? मुंबई से है सर। मुंबई से हो? Yes, घूमने के लिए। पहली बार आए? हाँ? पहली बार? पहली बार है, स्पीति पहली बार है। हाँ लोग हफ्ते की छुट्टी होगा ना मानते। हाँ हाँ। तो हम सब टीचर मिल गए। फिर हम लोग अप डाउन करते हैं यहाँ से लेकर पर तक खासा का जो रोड नहीं है। हाँ हाँ। वहाँ तक जाते हैं हम सब ग्लेशियर के ऊपर। लेकिन गाड़ी कौन सा? गाड़ी अपने 11 नंबर की गाड़ी। यहाँ से भी ग्लेशियर आते हैं, पर से भी आते हैं ना, पूरा पैक हो जाता है। सही में। हम लोग जाते हैं सुबह सवेरे के टाइम पे। दिन को होता है धूप, उस टाइम फिर होता है खतरा। एक बार डोजर था यहाँ से लेकर वहाँ बीच तक फेंक।
He was a teacher in a primary school of Sangam village. He shared his experience and thought with us. He was too passionate about his work. Also, he was happy with his job. While talking to him, we start noticing some strange patterns onto the mountains. These patterns are nothing but the folded mountain patterns. But how they appear here in the Peen Valley? For this, we must have to understand the Himalayan formation history. 225 million years ago, the land we know today as India was an island floating in the Tethyan Ocean. After the Pangaea started breaking apart 200 million years ago, it started drifting towards the north. In the next 130 million years, the island drifted 6,400 km until it collided with the Eurasia. That marks the beginning of the collision between the Indian and the Eurasian continent plate. And this collision of two tectonic plates caused to form the fold mountains. Today also we can see those folded mountains patterns in the Peen Valley. The land which was once upon a time the part of deep sea is now the land of the highest mountain in the world. The mountains are a natural sanctuary. The region has various climates including the subtropical monsoon and permanently snow-covered mountain tops. Therefore, many species appears only in the Himalaya. Snow leopards, wild goats, Tibetan sheep and musk deer are some of the most distinctive animals. Unfortunately, due to human activity, they are now threatened with extinction. By watching those mountains and scenery, we reach Sangam village.
Chalo, thank you sir.
Like you, Sangam village also seems too quiet. Sangam is the largest village of Peen Valley, which has 84 houses with population 432. It has well-built houses, large open field, a school and post office. Basically, this village is situated on the confluence of two rivers, Peen River and its tributary river, hence named as Sangam, which means confluence in Hindi. When we reach here, the ambience of the village feels like very calm. Getting lift in such a terrain is near to impossible, because the population of those terrains are such low that only one HRTC bus runs in a daily basis. Bus which starts from Kaza at 4 o'clock in the evening and reach Mood at around 6 o'clock. So if we didn't get the vehicle, then we had a choice of HRTC bus. We spent almost 2 hours here. After relaxing, we saw a cargo truck which was coming toward us. We waved hand for a lift and he stopped.
मॉड विलेज जाना है, ये मॉड विलेज जाना है, मॉड विलेज जाएंगे आप, आ जाओ बैग लेके। किधर? पीछे 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 जगह है क्या?
After discussion with driver, we came to know that he was coming from Chandigarh. He came here to transport the green peas. The whole economy of farmers in Spiti depends on only one agriculture season, which lasts long only for 6 months. Delhi and Chandigarh is the only market available to these farmers. We were going through the bank of Peen River tributary. On the way, we saw many small hamlets along the bank of Peen River, which has hardly 4 to 5 homes. After watching those hamlets with such a beautiful terrain, our mind tempted to leave everything, come here and settle in those mountains. And all the dreams that I've been chasing, what would they mean if I hadn't taken the long way around where I found you? After the half an hour treacherous ride of the cargo truck, we reach in Mood village at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
It would not be wrong to call Mood village as the heart of Peen Valley. It is definitely not the biggest village in the valley. That credit goes to the nearby Sangam village. But in terms of tourism, Mood is the one that serves as the destination for everyone coming to Peen Valley. The biggest reason behind this is that it is the last village and the road ends here. So everyone coming this way plans to go as far as the road goes, stays here for the night and return the next day. The second reason is of course of the view that you get from here. As soon as we reach in Mood, we ate some snacks. What we observed in the surrounding is absolute peace in the village. We saw very few people in those mud houses. As this month was a peak harvesting period of green peas, so all local villagers were busy in farming work. Since there are no dhabas or restaurant here, the best place to eat would be the homestays only. You will not be disappointed by the food served at this place. Today we decided to camp in these beautiful valleys. So after eating some snacks, we did inquiry about dinner timing. In those homestays, dinner is available up to 10 PM only. So we set out in search of camping location. Camping in the Peen Valley can be done, but for this you must have to carry your own gear, as there is no ready-made camping sites. Do make a note to not pitch your tent just about anywhere though. Peen Valley is the home of several wildlife species and you do not want to end up being a wild animals dinners in the night. So we start looking a place near to village and finally we found a plain surface in the Peen River basin where we can pitch the tent. The weather was getting cloudy too. We pitched the tent and as we had ample of time, we roam around. While roaming around, we came across a small farm where the local farmers were harvesting the peas. We did a friendly chat with them regarding their farming culture. After the snow melt on the high peaks around the village of Spiti, the hard-working people start their annual summer routine. The livestock is taken to the grassland for grazing and people get busy with their agriculture activities. Barley, potato and green peas are cultivated in the month of May and the crop is harvested at the end of August. It is then the valley gets a shade of green on its barren brown mountains. Spiti receives very less average rainfall. The local cannot depend on rain for irrigation. The solution for this was found centuries ago and is still in practice. The melted snow water from the glacier flows down in the valley and is directed through the water canals to the field. This process takes hours of hard work. The villagers, mostly women, start curing the fields in the month of June when the small stream of green peas plant can be seen in the field. The green peas of Spiti are sold at premium when they reach the market. Though many famous villages of Spiti are being commercialized by some NGOs in the name of development and tourism, still people have sense of compassion and the spirit of Buddhism is deeply rooted in them. While leaving the farm, they offered us some green peas, so we take it with ourselves and we left the farm with the immense gratitude towards them. We started to look some firewood for our campfire. Finding firewood in the valleys of Spiti is a very difficult task as there is no tree, no plantation, so we start collecting small branches of local bushes. When we reached our campsite, we saw tractors and trucks were occupied all the place to load harvested green peas. While pitching the tent, we thought that this was the loneliest place and we will spend some peaceful time in this beautiful location, but our expectation failed. Since our dinner was at 10 o'clock in the night, so we went inside the tent and decided to take a short nap. And here we did a big mistake. With sunset, we fell into the deep sleep. As we woke up late, we missed out our dinner time. Fortunately, we always carry the ready-to-eat noodles in the situation of emergency. So we set out the campfire and prepared the noodles and green peas soup.
Be here at my shoulder. Be here at my side. Be here when the cold night falls and in the morning light. Be here in the autumn when all the colors call.